if you want to support the show, any of the shows, either this or whichever show, I'm not on right now because it's just a blanket ad for all of them, and the website, you can go to bewareofspoilers.com. In the description for any of the episodes of Beware of Spoilers, there is the option to donate. If you don't want to donate that way, you can donate directly through the website. We do have that, mwpnews.com. And if you don't want to support that way, then going to mwpnews.com will help out because we have ads there. We don't want to keep it, where there's a lot of ads. There's a few ads. But the point is we want to make it so that way, we can sustain this for the long term. If people donate, we're never going to paywall anything, I don't think, as of right now. But if people start donating, we'll start doing cooler and cooler stuff. Like donations are how we get to cover stuff like Tribeca and other, film festivals. And, we may be able to bring on more people to help out. So if you want to help out the show and you want more content from us, by all means, even just going and giving us a 5-star rating on Spotify helps out a lot. But that's it. That's the only ad we'll have on the podcast ever. But here's whatever podcast you're going to be listening to. Good evening and welcome to Beware of Spoilers. I am Adam. It's been a long weekend. It's Monday now. No, it's Tuesday. Fuck. And we're here to talk about the last 2 episodes that came out of My Adventures with Superman, the show on Adult Swim and Max, the anime that is the origin story of Superman. And I like how they're handling this. Because last we left off, Lex has exposed his agenda to the world and is starting to try and sway public opinion against Superman. Earth is for Earthlings is the mantra. So that's where we are. That's where last we saw, this whole thing happening. And this next episode, Superman is wanted for a photo op kind of thing. Superman is going to go out there and be he's going to be one of Metropolis's most eligible bachelors, so they want him on this thing. They do this big thing, and the charity, the money from it goes to the charitable organization of choice in the show. I forgot what it was. But regardless, it was to help children, I think is what it was. So regardless, that's what this is. So Superman agrees to do it, and then has to deal with Lois. The B plot of the story is very interesting. It's the arrival of Kara on Earth. Just exactly like Android 18 on Dragon Ball Z. So, good for her. She comes to Earth. She's unfamiliar with Earth customs. She meets Jimmy Olsen and thinks Jimmy Olsen is in charge of the planet. So she, becomes friendly with him, and they have a pseudo-romantic thing. Superman ends up, fighting Supergirl, or as she's not yet called Supergirl, Kara, and is subdued and brought to space. Then we have the second episode where Superman is, captured. Kara is trying to get him to join the dark side, help them out in their quest to reestablish the Kryptonian Empire, led by, in this case, Brainiac. And at that point, that's where this, that's what this is. I think this is a very interesting direction to take these 2 characters. This idea of having, Superman have to grapple with his legacy as a Kryptonian, and for the Kryptonians to have this more, that hasn't really been explored in movies or TV shows, to have the Kryptonians be a more violent race, of colonizers is a really interesting place to put them, especially when compared to what's it called? Especially when compared to other shows, other iterations of this character. Having Kara be blindly working for Have Kara be blindly working for for Brainiac is a really interesting place to put this. And it not only puts them, opposed through this woman behind me is just fucking going nuts with talking with her hands while at the stoplight. While putting her diametrically opposed with Superman. In a way that is, different. I mean, honestly, I think she's going to end up coming around by the end of the season. I mean, we start to see it here where she goes to Thanagar and they see what the Kryptonians have done to that. And they kind of do a mind wipe thing, but she still has the inklings of the memory of what it was that she saw. It's an interesting place to put the character in, and an interesting thing for her to have to grapple with as a character. But that said, I think that it is a little predictable. And it will be interesting to see how that dovetails in with the plot we saw previously. This idea that, Superman there's a sizable contingent of people who are like, oh, so Superman is a problem. We shouldn't have, these aliens who are super powerful are a problem on Earth because we aren't able to control their strength or have something to match. So, what could happen when this, we get to that confrontation and put the two against each other on Earth again? I think the next episode will take us back to Earth, because that was the thing about this most recent episode, is that it takes place entirely in space. It's entirely a Kara and Clark episode. Because of that, we don't get much of, we don't have any Lois, we don't have any Jimmy, we don't have anything going on Earth. So, I think an episode without Superman would be really interesting. See, how is, Lois reacting to this? How is Lois, and not only that, but how do Waller and Lex take this? Superman is gone. Superman fought another alien and got his ass kicked. So there are more out there. And not only did he get his ass kicked by this alien, he got kidnapped and brought away from Earth. There's a lot to unpack there in an episode. So it'll be interesting to see how those things kind of go together. But I think that's a good place to wrap up. I mean, I love this show. I love the style. I love the visuals of the fight in the episode where Kara comes with two of them fighting is so well done. And the visuals of the fight when he's fighting the Brainiac drones on Brainiac's ship is also a really interesting visual. I think it looks really cool, and I think they do a great job with that. I love Jack Quaid's performance. I love the woman who plays Lois. She's great. But also, whoever's playing Kara is also doing a really great job of playing this person who's got this ferocity, but also when she comes to Earth and she's talking to Jimmy, it's this naivete almost. But it's still masked by the I've been stuck at the stoplight for most of the time in recording. But yeah, it's a really interesting situation to put the characters in, and I can't wait to see how they continue it out through the season. But we'll wrap up there for today. Tomorrow on Exploring Hyperspace Lanes, we will be talking about Temptation of the Force, the new book set in the High Republic era that just came out. We will also be talking about what's the other big release coming that we have. This week we have Kinds of Kindness on Friday. Saturday we have A Quiet Place Day 1, and The Acolyte tomorrow morning. So until then, have a great rest of your week.